working for the Salvation Army at the moment, we have a number of positions of our ordained ministers or officers who are chaplains. And look, and their prime role in workplace is to get close to people, support people when, if in their personal life something goes south with family members or themselves, etc., whether it's illness, death, or celebrating marriage, engagements, birth of children, etc. So I think we have an advantage over other areas where we do have people available, not to do with conflict necessarily, but to provide some level of independent support to people through the good times and bad times. But moving forward, I'd love to see more time and effort put into what your business is, and that's conflict resolution.
That chaplain's role of the Salvation Army, if you rename it and put it into the corporate environment, that person doesn't have a role. He's not actually, or she's not actually productive making widgets or banking behind a counter or whatever. But they're just there to support people and someone to go and talk to, tell them they've got a problem with someone else or at home or whatever. Mm-hmm. So how does that fit into the corporate world? Where does that role expand into?
Well, I think in a number of schools, high schools these days, they will have a very similar role, because kids growing up in the environment that they do these days with a lot of the challenges, temptations, expectations, whole raft of things that they have, and they're putting in, whether you call them student counsellors or career counsellors or whatever.
Yeah, I've noticed that and recently.
I think that's a growth area, but in corporate land, I think they're just leaving it to their leaders, their leadership team, their managers, their line managers, their team leaders to handle this themselves. And I'm not sure that that's the best approach. So I think there's definitely room in corporate land. Most corporates, I would suggest, have access to trauma counselling, etc.
Outside agencies that they bring in or staff have access to.
That's like extreme. This is your day-to-day stuff. I think there's probably scope.
And these organisations, they need to be of a certain scale to be able to afford this. You can't have someone wandering around an office or an organisation of 20 or 30 staff.
No, I suppose you've got to pick your mark, but again, you said it before, loss of productivity, loss of man hours by that particular manager, team leader, administration, you've got to weigh it up. I'm not sure what a good ratio would be.
Interesting area to explore. And I think those outside counselling services or whatever you want to call them for the corporate world that are available in a lot of places at the moment, they're probably not accessed enough. And people see that as just somewhere you go to when there is a real issue, something
major issue.
You know, I've used those services myself in the past, and initially they were for larger things that were going on. But I see them nowadays as just someone to go and talk to. You can just bounce ideas off them. It doesn't have to be a divorce or anything going on.
Well, I think if it's available to people, look, my belief would be that there's still a bit of stigma attached to going to see someone, particularly for a male. I hate being gender specific now, but I need to be. Men seem to be the harder one to convince that you need to talk to someone and you need to do it very soon.
And I can see issues if that's an in-house thing. Some people don't want to be seen, and that happens at schools. I've recognised that in the past. You know, some kids don't want to be seen to go into the counsellor's office at school because I'll get picked on when they come out again.
Correct.
But those off-site counsellors for corporate, they're very anonymous. No one knows you've even been there, and even the reports back to the organisation are pretty well desensitised.
Yeah, that's the stigma attached to that, or trust by individual that won't happen. We know that that's totally confidential, but to an individual who is going through a pretty rough time, it's like, I don't want people to know this, so I'll share with no one. Pretty harsh. As I said, look, the role that our chaplains play in our workplace is awesome, and just someone else taking an interest in you, in your life, and provided that you share what you need to share with them, it's good.